are into one product that is level instruments. Because of that, we have a wide variety of instruments in our portfolio catering to the level industry. So that's where we've been getting a lot of inquiries, and we are fortunate. We keep getting a lot of inquiries for varied applications. So that's where we were unable to cater to the quantum of inquiries that we have been receiving. So we thought, we need to really figure out ways where we can simplify our process, focus on the inquiries which we know are genuine, and we can, really help them, improve on their processes or control their processes. So that's when we thought, let's try and improve on our pre-sales, because we had a lot of data, we had a lot of inquiries, but it was not structured. So we needed to really simplify things for our team at the back end. And that's when we, brainstormed and came up with an idea that, first, let's make a dashboard. Let's get all the data in one place. We started analyzing the data, started understanding the data, and started understanding the inquiries that we have been receiving. That's when we realized that, we've been getting some inquiries repeatedly over the years. We have not been able to convert them. But then when we started analyzing all these, we started realizing that there are cases where people are, just sending us an inquiry, maybe just to get an extra additional quote from a supplier. So that's when we decided, we'll start giving them lesser priority and look at repeat customers, or bring in new customers new inquiries maybe, or new leads where we know maybe we can help them, and we can convert them at the conversion ratio is higher in these regards. The thing is, we having a number of products in our portfolio, we thought of, standardizing a few specifications. So once we received an inquiry, based on their inquiry, we used to quote our standard products to simplify things at our end as well, and plus improve on the deliveries would be better, and the customer would be able to fulfill his requirements at a faster pace. But then we started realizing that when we are standardizing things at our end, it is becoming difficult to compete when it comes to pricing. So that's when we decided to start customizing everything. Then we realized that now the inquiries, we have been able to analyze all these data that we have collected, and we've been able to get a better conversion rate. After that, we also started understanding the bottlenecks in our the data that we have been collecting, and we started identifying them at different stages where we were getting stuck, and that's how we started moving again, trying to improve on those processes at time to time, basically. Then we started, assigning a certain username and a password, and also giving them access to our process flow on our ERP system, where they could also get an idea of how or which stage their order is in actually. So that's how we started, improving on our systems once we started, understanding this data and what the customer actually wanted. Because here we also got a feedback from the data we were collecting, is that they always wanted something where they didn't have to, pick up a call and speak to someone and wait for their confirmation or update. So here they have access to our system, where they get an idea of where the inquiry is, or the order is, in which stage it is in. So that's how we've started. We were able to build on this, and we are still working on it. Step by step, we are trying to improve on these things.
Where they started, facing roadblocks was in terms of conversion of leads or conversion of their sales efforts to success. The problem was getting that foot in the door, itself, which is the pre-sales process. So that we found Pune Techtrol, the challenge, one of the challenge which was kind of internal, is it's kind of a legacy organization, as many family-owned businesses are. And while the change of guard happened from the first generation to the second generation, some of the old staff members were still accustomed to, let's say, previous ideas and previous processes. One challenge that we thought was to break this particular mold, make it slightly more dynamic, so to speak. Right, that includes the pre-sales process also. For that, what we said is that let us first map out the existing pre-sales as well as sales process. How is it that they go about targeting a prospect and making it a lead and then converting that lead? And it could be anywhere between 6 to 12 months, that entire cycle, right? And some of the old staff was involved in this. Once we mapped out this particular process, we created a simple flow chart, that these are the steps. For each step, let's say in the journey, 4 major steps that I talked about, for each major stage, we identified what could be the failure points, where a particular stage, right, could either fail or probably get delayed. In the particular case of pre-sales, what we discovered was it was about lead qualification. Therefore, it was very essential to put in place a lead qualification mechanism, which they did on their own. It happens in every organization, and for Pune Techtrol, it happened more in terms of gut feeling, so somebody's own perspective. Whereas we thought to make it a little more systematic. So the next stage after that was we had to decide how is it that this process can be systematic. For that, we did a study of another organization, a couple of organizations, drawing from our own experience. How is it that they qualify their leads? And then the third step was that we identified something called as a BANT framework, which is then budget, authority, needs, and time frame. Based on these, let's say, criteria, whether a company has a budget, then authority means who has the authority, need means whether a company or an organization, that is Pune Techtrol's prospective client, whether they have that need for a particular service, these products. And T is the time frame. What is the time frame that you're looking for? On the basis of this particular framework helps us to give scores to each particular client or prospect. So that essentially helps us to identify which are hot leads, warm leads, and let's say cold or lukewarm leads. Then it helps the team to go after those leads better. So this is how we did in the lead qualification and pre-sales, which is why the next step, which is the sales conversion step, that became easier.